Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and I am so not an expert. Today we're going to be working on clue 8 of our Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery quilt, So Sweet. I am so excited. We only have 2 more clues to go before the final reveal. Well, actually only 1 more clue because the reveal is on clue 10. Oh boy, it's getting closer by the minute. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. Let's get started. Welcome to the machine. Okay, so I've got the machine all set up and ready to go. I've got my iron heating up. It should be ready just in time for when we need it. And we're ready for clue 8. Clue 8 consists of 2 sections, section A and section B. Section A, we're going to be making 2 of those, and section B, we're going to be making 4. So I'm really excited to get started. Step 1 of section A says we're going to be putting fabric A and fabric F together. Now fabric F is a square, and for my colorway, I've got this beautiful blue jean color. And the fabric A is going to be these cute little triangles in white. Aren't they cute? We're going to assemble those to a short side with the angle going up to the right. So we just need to make 2 of those, so we're going to put those together super quick. Super quick and easy. We're just going to press those towards fabric A, or going up. We're going to set those aside for right now. We're going to work on section 2. Section 2 says we need those A triangles again, which are these tone-on-tone white ones. We're going to use them next to a square C, which is this beautiful blue, light blue flowers on black background. So we're going to be making 4 of these. We're going to put the triangles on the left-hand side with it going down towards the left. We're going to be making 4 of those. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull my pieces together real quick. 2, 3, 4, and get those sewn up really quickly. I'll be right back. All right, another super quick and easy step. We're going to be pressing these also towards the triangle. Okay, so step 3, we're going to be taking the units we just made and we're going to add an extra triangle to 2 of those. So I'm going to set 2 of them aside and grab the other 2. And we're going to put the triangles at the top to make a bigger triangle. All right, and then we're going to also press these towards that A fabric. All right, guys, step 3 is already done. We're moving right along. Step 4 says we're going to join a large triangle E to step 3, which is these pieces here, and we're going to make 2. Large triangle E. This is this beautiful blue fabric. Can you guys see that? So pretty. All right, we're going to attach that to the other triangle to make a square. Now I do have some little dog ears right here in this corner. My machine doesn't really like those very much, so I'm going to go ahead and trim those off, but you can absolutely leave them if you prefer. I'm going to trim mine off, and then I'm going to swap these blocks, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, step 4 is complete. This is what it looks like so far. All right, so step 5 says we're going to take that unit that we made in the beginning, these little blocks here, and we're going to attach that to the left of these blocks that we've been working on just now. We do have some seams that are going to nest up there, so we want to make sure those nest up really nice together. And we're going to be making 2 of these. And now we're going to attach the last 2 pieces from our step 2 to the top. Let me sew them up and I'll show you. All right, so this is what step 6 looks like. And now the last step is we're going to add another one of these triangles to this side here. Again, I have those little dog ears here and here, so I'm going to go ahead and trim those off because my guided presser foot doesn't really like those very much. But you can, if you don't have a guided presser foot, you just have a regular one, you can absolutely keep them. Okay, friends, this is clue 8, section A. I'm going to go ahead and mark these up real quick, and then we will get started on section B. All right, we're ready to start on Clue 8, Section B. This one's going to be a lot of squares. So we've got some 4 patches, it looks like, or actually it looks like a 9 patch. So we're going to be making a 9 patch with fabrics C and fabrics F. We're going to start with 2 fabric Cs and 1 fabric F, and we're going to make 8 of those. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and get these sewn up together, and I'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
You make me wanna show my feelings.
Okay, now in order to make a 9 patch, we have to have some pieces that go the opposite direction. So step 2 actually tells us that we need to make 4 pieces in the opposite configuration than the ones we just made. So that means fabric F is going to be on the outsides and fabric C is going to be in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of those real quick, and I'll bring you guys right back so we can put those 9 patches together. Quick note, guys, make sure you pay attention to the pressing instructions. The first blocks told us to press it towards the center. This block tells us to press it towards the outside, because then that way when we put our 9 patch together, the seams will nest up really nice. So make sure you pay really close attention to the instructions. All right, we've got all the pieces sewn up together. Now we're going to make a 9 patch. For those of you who don't know what a 9 patch is, it's super easy. It's just 3 lines of fabric, 3 squares across, and each square is a different fabric. So it looks kind of like a checkerboard. Let me put one together and I'll show you what it looks like. It's a little bit easier to explain if I can show you. So according to the directions, we want to start with the fabric that's C at the top and the bottom. So that's this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one at the bottom and the top. And then I'm going to take this piece here and put it in the center. So now we have an X pattern with one of the squares, and we have the 4 blocks there as well. I'm going to go ahead and sew up one of these together, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. Okay, friends, just a second reminder, make sure you're following the pressing instructions. Follow those little arrows on the directions to press them in the correct way, because eventually these pieces are going to meet up with other pieces when we figure out what their reveal is, so they're going to nest up really nice. It's important you follow that. But this, my friends, is what a 9 patch looks like. Directions say that we're going to make 4 of these, so I'm going to get the other 3 sewn up, and then we're on to step 4. All right, all of our 9 patches are done, and now we're going to go on to step 4, which says we're going to be joining a rectangle fabric B to the left of each of these 9 patches. So first we want to make sure we have them oriented correctly, which I guess it doesn't really matter, but this up above, so seams should go down. So let's go ahead and lay those that way. All right, and now we've got this beautiful light blue fabric. That's our fabric B for this colorway. We're going to go ahead and attach 4 of those to the left of each of these blocks. Now, a couple of my pieces are just a little bit longer than my square assembly, and I'm not going to stress about that. You know, some people, they would trim it down or do other things. I'm not going to worry about that, because I've learned that when you get to the final reveal, a lot of things take a little bit of easing into place. So I'm going to leave that extra fabric on the ends just in case I need it later. Okay, step 4 is all finished up, and now we're moving on to step 5. Step 5 says we're going to take the rest of our little rectangles and the rest of our squares, and we're going to attach them up together. It says the small square needs to be on the left, but it really doesn't matter since you can just flip them around. Now, if your colorway has directional fabric, you're going to want to make sure that you lay the directional fabric the way that you want to so that the small square is on the left. Mine is not directional, so I don't really need to worry about that. You will see that I press up my pieces after every step, and that's just a personal preference. That's not necessarily a requirement. I like to make sure that my pieces are super flat so that I can add the next section on, so that all my corners meet up as best as they possibly can, and all my pieces match up as close as they can. You can finger press the pieces if you prefer, and then iron up the whole thing at the end. It's a personal preference. All right, those are all pressed up and ready to go, and now we're going to attach them to these pieces that we made earlier. We're going to actually attach them to the top. So I'm going to flip this way. I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to put it on the top. Now again, there was a little bit left over of that extra fabric that we were talking about before, and it's going to overlap just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's going to overlap just a smidge, so it's going to give us a little bit extra in our 1/4 inch seam allowance, but that's okay. It's the seam allowance. It doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to bother trimming it. I'm just going to leave it where it is, and so right over the top. Okay, friends, here is Clue 8, Section B. Sorry. Isn't it pretty? Gosh, I'm loving this colorway. I was really hesitant at first, but I think I'm really liking it. So this was Section A, and this is Section B. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to this video, and don't forget to click that like button. Thank you again so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye!